Compared to all those nights of sobbing on the floor in the bathroom, this is nothing. Like, this is literally nothing. Like, you literally have to look at this and be like, I can face you, because literally I've felt worse. Hey guys, I am getting ready for my very first day of injections. So this is the Menopur. I'm going to be taking 2 vials, and then we have the Gonal F afterwards. This is just sodium chloride, so that's just like, think of it as like water. And then these are the medications. For the meds, you can have different number of vials that they will prescribe you, but you only use 1 saline or 1 water to fill it, so it makes it more concentrated. So pretty much it doesn't matter how much med you do, you just want to have 1 cc of fluid getting injected into your belly. You don't want to have like so much fluid that you're having to inject. So if you just add more of the powder, it just makes it more concentrated. So anyways, I'm doing 2 vials, so let's do that first. So it came with a needle, but I don't need it because it comes with a blunt tip. This would probably make people really nervous if they weren't in the medical field. Like, to me, like, I just know how to unscrew it and screw it back on, but I feel like some people would look at this and like pull it off, see a huge needle, what do I do? Not really sure, but literally what I'm just gonna do is unscrew it. If you look at it, there's like, it looks like a screw. So I literally just unscrew it. So I don't need this, like, at all. You know, you want to keep everything really clean and sterile. So I'm not going to touch either the tip or the screw. I'm just going to touch this outside part and screw that on. So now, if you see, can you see it has like a blunt tip? So now it's like ready to go. I mean, I'm used to doing it with needles. I could easily inject it and do it all, but if I don't need to, like, this is great. A nursing kind of tip. I kind of still use this as kind of like a little sterile field because I don't touch it, so it's all ready. And then with these, like, they're kind of hard, so I kind of get my nail in and just like really pop them off. And then technically the top should be sterile. Like, you shouldn't have to clean them, but they teach you to clean them. I guess it's just better to be safe than not. And with alcohol, you want to make sure that it completely dries, and that's how it disinfects. I think talking to you guys has been really helpful because I'm not thinking about the fact that I have to inject myself with a needle. So thank you. Thanks for being here. So it came with like 2, so this is a syringe with that long needle that I really don't need. And then this one is the short needle. That one is the one I'll use to inject myself with. Okay, so if I just insert it and pull, well, when you do that, it kind of retracts the plunger. So if I actually pull up 1 cc of air, so 1 milliliter of air first, and then insert the air first, the plunger will pull back to 1 without retracting. Does that make sense? So then that way I can pull out without having to like fight the plunger and then it going back. And so now I have the 1 cc. I'm gonna pull that out. Now I have a little bit more than that, so I'm just gonna squirt it out a little bit. So I have 1. Next, I am going to start inserting it into my medication. So now I'm gonna squirt that in. And that dissolved very nicely. We have to dilute ampicillin a lot in the hospital, and that you have to like really shake it to dissolve it, but that dissolved very nicely. So now that it's all dissolved, I'm literally just going to flip it over and just draw it all back. And that's all I have to do, and just pull it off. Okay, I have 1 more of the medication because I'm going to be doing 2 vials instead of 1, that I'm just going to put this with the medication, same thing in that saline, onto my next vial, squirt it down, let that dissolve. So now I've filled my second vial and it's all dissolved, and now it's just ready to go. And now I'm gonna pull this one back and see there is nothing left in this vial. I'm just gonna pull this off and that's it. So now I have done 2 vials of medication using just 1 vial of saline. So now I have this blunt tip top. I'm just gonna unscrew it and get rid of it. And now I'm ready for the little needle. So I'm gonna open this up. The whole time, you just wanna make sure this does not touch anything because you wanna keep that nice and clean. So from here, I'm just going to screw this on and it's pretty much ready to go. So sometimes people get nervous when using a syringe because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna overshoot it. If you put a little bit of pressure, like when I push up, I'm pushing against, I'm not just pushing straight up because I feel like that doesn't give you a lot of resistance. If I push a little bit, like along here, does this make any sense? See how I'm pushing it a little bit? I'm gonna push this up a little bit so it kind of goes a little bit slower, okay? Did you see that? It got all the way up to the tip. I have 1 milliliter of my medication ready to go. All right, so this one is my Menopur, and I'm gonna put it right here in front of me. I'm gonna just mix everything, so I just have to kind of stick myself all in one little session. Now I'm gonna do the Gonal F. So sometimes they're ordered in like pre-filled syringes, and I apologize if that's what you have, and that's probably what most of you guys are gonna have, but this is how mine got ordered, and I'm fine with it this way because it's just the same thing that we just did pretty much. So this is the Gonal F. So it comes with a ready filled liquid that's gonna go in there. Bacteriostatic water. So this is a multi-dose Gonal F. I'm gonna mix this, but I'm not gonna use all of it, and then whatever I have left over, this is gonna go in the refrigerator for tomorrow. So same thing, I'm just gonna pop off the lid. I'll follow the directions and clean it. Okay, you just really have to get through the plunger. Okay, sorry I did that kind of fast, but I plunged it all. If you kind of let the syringe go, that's sucking up air, so it kind of relieves the pressure in the bottle. I'm just gonna pull it out. That one dissolved really fast too. Now my Gonal F multiple dose vial is ready to go. So I'm gonna draw it up to 225. That's gonna be my dose that my doctor gave me. Every dose obviously is gonna be different. So I like to fill it up with the air first. I'm gonna squirt a little bit of air and then turn it upside down, and then it should just easily pull out. I'm gonna pull it a little bit past. There's a tiny little air bubble up there. So then I can kind of push a little bit of pressure and get that air bubble out. And that air bubble's gone. So you can kind of push and pull. Cap back on. You guys, this is the part that I wasn't excited for. I can teach this all day long because I do this all the time. It's nursing, it's just, it is what it is. But I don't give myself injections in the hospital. I give them to my babies. I'm gonna clean up a little bit to make myself feel a little bit better. So now's the time we've all been waiting for. I'm just gonna open up my sterile gauze, have it just there and ready, and I have my alcohol. Okay, so based on my belly button, I'm gonna go down into the side on either side. So today I'm gonna start this side. I'm gonna pinch. I like to pinch hard, like almost like where you're like hurting yourself, because there's actually some science behind it. When you're doing that, you're activating all the nerves around it. So then the actual site of where the needle goes in doesn't have like as many nerve endings or something along those lines, where it doesn't feel as painful.
It's distracted.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good explanation. It's distracted because of all the other nerves that are being in use. I'm gonna let that dry completely. I'm just gonna, if you have it uncapped already, that's probably easier, but I just uncapped it. I can pull it out and it's ready to go. So I'm first gonna do the Menopur, but it doesn't matter. You can do any of them first. This one just seems bigger, so I just wanna get it out of the way. Okay.
What are you gonna say to yourself?
I feel like Philip and I have just been through so much, and it's definitely just an emotional roller coaster. So I feel like compared to all those nights of sobbing on the floor in the bathroom, this is nothing. Like, this is literally nothing. Like, you literally have to look at this and be like, I can face you, because literally I've felt worse. And so we're just gonna do this, and it's gonna be no big deal. And if for some reason it's hard to do it yourself, then that's what your wonderful husband or your mom or friend are there for, and they can learn how to do it, and then it'll just be a big party and everyone's just doing it together. So anyways, all right, here we go. I'm just gonna hold it there for a little bit. Okay. And then I have my gauze to just kind of dab. That burned a little bit more than I was expecting. It's not bad. It's really not bad, but it definitely burned more than I expected.
Okay.
I can't believe I have to do this every day. Okay. Okay, so we did one more. No big deal. We're just gonna do it, and it's gonna be great, and let's just get it done. Let's get it done so we can go watch a movie. Okay, so just if you look at the needle, I had it all capped up, and so if you only have one hand, you're kind of having to wiggle it. But if you kind of uncap it and just have it sitting there, then it's ready to go. You can just kind of grab it. So I can grab it, and it's ready to go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't psych yourself out. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, poke. Don't do that either.
Great job. 2 down. I don't know how many to go. Great job.
I pinched myself too hard. I made myself red. I was nervous. Guys.
Oh, you guys made me ink.
Guys, I was nervous. It wasn't that bad. A little bit like flushed. But it wasn't bad. And I think the first night is gonna be the hardest because it's just weird. I think the harder part is now it's like, oh, this is real. That's the harder part. Not the injections, it's the, okay, we are doing this. This was one day. All right, so day 1 is done, and I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.